Jeff, we obviously saw Steven go down early in practice. What's his situation?
You know, I haven't. It was kind of like, oh man, everybody was like, it kind of took a little wind out of practice to start, and but dude, we haven't been able to assess that yet. To be honest with you, I haven't even had a chance to get with the trainers. So it was a lower extremity, but I mean, I don't know what the severity of it is or any of that other stuff. I'll know more when I get back.
Did you see what happened there?
No, I did not. I was watching. It was late. It happened like late. Okay. I think someone slid on that turf. I think someone slipped and fell. We always try to keep guys off the ground, you know.
Has that been a? I mean, I know you guys don't, usually practice on that type of surface. Has that been an issue at all? First couple of days has been tough to adjust.
No, a couple guys have slipped. You know, when the foot turns and the cleat comes off, so we're not used to being on it. We're not on it a lot. I think the last time we were on it was at Wake Forest last year.
Is this just artificial, Jeff, or is this particular kind of?
It's the artificial. It has the rubber balls on inside of it, so they can surface.
When you said somebody slipped, you're saying a line?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I just, from what I was hearing, somebody had slipped and fell down on the ground and I think rolled into his leg. I don't know. I didn't see it. It'll be on film when I see it now, but I don't know to the extent of it or anything like that. So I saw him walk off the trainers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what kind of equipment do they have for X-rays or whatever they have to do? Where does he have to go to a hospital? Or?
I don't know that. You can ask the trainers that. I don't know. I don't even know if they're going to have to do that.
Jeff, you talked this morning about how it's been so close between those guys. We've asked you 1,000 times. Having been that close, the fact that Steven's hurt now, is it safe to assume Jacory's going to start Friday?
No, I mean, I haven't been able to assess this injury yet, so let me do that first and figure out where we're at, and then we can go, to the next step.
Okay. Otherwise, how did practice go today, Coach?
It was good, but like I said, the beginning of it was a little. When something like that happens to a teammate, you're a little bit, because we were pumped up today. It was exciting. Guys were getting after it, and all of a sudden that happened, and it took a little wind out of this. But then we came back strong. We'll be more consistent tomorrow. I feel a lot better about that.
How had Steven been practicing, Jeff? You mentioned that he's been, since the end of the season. Has he picked it up a little bit more?
Yeah, he has. His thing is just, it's like Chantrell, they're freshmen. Right. He doesn't have enough reps and enough. I say like this, a rep is like a bar of gold. And you can't get enough of them. I mean, so he's still a young player and he's still learning the stuff that we're teaching. And the more plays he plays, the better he'll be. Whereas Jacory has played a lot more football.
How did Jacory do today?
Did good.
Yeah?
Did good. To my knowledge, we didn't have one turnover today. Now, I wasn't in 7-on-7 because I do pass protection, stuff. But
how did Chantrell look his second day back?
Better condition-wise. I think the altitude has something to do with it, too. I really believe that. Yesterday was like, I was looking around, I was like, what's going on here? That many days, we took a month off. We just had a couple of days for vacation. But then they told me, the trainer said the altitude, sometimes when you first get here, it's a little bit difficult. But today was much better.
I think I saw Aldarius not in pads. Jeff, is that right?
That's correct.
What's his status? What's his situation?
He will not play.
He has it wrapped around his knee or something.
Yeah, he will not play.
Was that this week? Did that just happen this week?
No, this happened before we broke to come out here. So, he was having a great bowl prep. He was making, a lot of plays. So it's unfortunate.
How does that affect you there? Obviously you still have a lot of talent at receiver, but how does not having a
Well, it affects the depth chart, So now you have to move people in a couple of different positions, and now we've already practiced so many days. So, but that's what we teach. When we teach it all the way around. So.
You said, Steven, and I'm sorry, I didn't see him walked off with trainers. Yeah. Was that right after it happened, or was that
a couple minutes after it happened? He walked off into the training room over that way.
And he's been there, you're saying, since then?
It's hard to keep track of. I was a little busy, so I didn't really see what happened after that.
Has Jacory been a lot better? I know he came in the regular season, he started practicing, but has he been much better?
I just see it as this, and again, Coach Whipple, coaches him every day and all, but just from my standpoint to me, he's looked a lot sharper, decision-making wise. That's just what I've seen. To me, that's just as simple as I can say it. The decisions he made have been really good ones.
in fact, no turnovers today, that's reflective of that.
Yeah. No, unless they happen in 7-on-7, I didn't see one in any of our team periods. So.
Coach, you have a couple of pretty good linebackers in Spencer. Can you just talk a little bit about them and what they mean to the club?
They're great players. And why they're great players? Because they're consistent players, but they're smart players. Like you said about Jacory making a good decision, these guys make great decisions, and they're always around the football. And you can't teach that. You can teach steps, techniques, all that, but if you're one of a defensive player, you need to be around the football. You need to have hits on the football. And those two guys are always there. I mean, Sean Spence, I've never played against a linebacker that elusive. He can't block him.
Jeff, how Spencer Whipple, I know he's a 13 guy.
Yes.
Should Steven not be able to go? How is he looking? I know last
good.
night
He threw a touchdown pass. The very next play, he had to come in.
Right.
He threw a touchdown pass on the very next play. So I mean, that's what we ask the players, the reserve players, to do that.
How many snaps did like a Whipple get during practice this week?
He split it in it. Not that many but today he split it in half. Okay. So he picked a lot of reps up today. And did a fine job of it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Steven here. I'll check that out right away.
Coach, can we talk about real quick the matchup and the history between these two teams? Do the players hear a lot from former players, alumni, as to the significance of the rivalry and everything?
They're very much aware of the rivalry. They know they haven't played in 20 years. Both teams are very much aware of it. You can tell that when they get together and you see them in different events. I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a great game to be at, to watch on TV. And we're all getting a little itchy. We want to get to the game. We've been practicing a long time for this. So it's time to play.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.